What is going on? This is stream numero uno. Um, this is crazy shit. So I don't know if you guys heard, I was interviewing somebody in one of my podcasts, and she's a streamer. And selfishly, part of the interview, I was asking her for tips on gaining traction and how do you do this stuff. And she was telling me that she would stream live for hours with nobody in the room, not one person. Now, I don't know if I can stream for hours to nobody, but it is interesting, right? That's the thing. Now, what I don't know. See, so there's a couple things, and if there's nobody here in the chat, so I can't get any questions answered. But what I'm interested in is there a way that I can do picture in picture? Because I would love to do some live like NFT news and some crypto news that I think is important at the moment, and to do it without visuals. I mean, I could hold up pictures and stuff, but I don't think that is going to help you guys. Okay, I'm going to live chat. I'm going to give myself a thumbs up. I can't even give myself a thumbs up. And like, this is a live broadcast. Does that mean people come back and look at this later? That's what I don't understand. Is that why you would stream live for hours on end? Now, like, do I need to hook up my Fortnite and show you guys that I can play in not only build mode, but no build mode? I've been playing since season 1, and I will put the smackdown on every single one of you. So if you need a Fortnite, just baller on your team, let me know. I don't like to carry dead weight, but occasionally I will play with some noobs. And I just throw down the hammer everywhere I Fortnite. I just throw down the hammer. That's how I do it. You know, it's some news stuff that I'm looking at, and this was part of my report this morning. I don't know if you guys read my Substack that I write. Probably not, because you don't tune into my live stream. You don't listen to my podcast. The support is very tough to get around here, and I just pump out all kinds of content. And as soon as I get some people in the chat, my content will turn to the worst life advice you've ever had. Like, if you need help making a bad decision, I'm your guy. A couple things that are going on in the market, and you know what? While we're doing this, I should fucking check to see what the current crypto market is doing. So, while you guys are hanging out with me, I am going to do a couple things. And we are just going to see what there is to see if there's any new wicked news out, because that's how we do it. Oh, and there's probably a couple of things I will throw down, just let you know about some things that are interesting. So what I should do with this, I'm going to pop you out and see what happens. Going live is really interesting. Man, I wish I could do picture in picture to show you guys what I'm looking at. Does it say I can do that? Pop out dashboard. No. Manage. Well, I would like to do picture in picture. Manage that, motherfuckers. Okay, so first thing I am looking at is the Bitcoin halving clock. We are at 83 days, 18 hours, 46 minutes, 37 seconds, and 222 milliseconds. That's how far we have till the next halving. When we look at the crypto market, one of the things that I always do is check the crypto greed and fear index. Today we were at 52. Yesterday we were at 48. Last week we were at 63. Last month we were at 71. We got as high as 78 in full on extreme greed, and it only lasted for like a day or two. Now I am perusing the heat map, and it is hot and not in a good way. And I wanted to do this to see how my news reporting and my technical analysis worked out from this morning. So while I have the fresh heat map up on the chart or up on the screen, you can't see it because that's just how it is. Okay, so I led my article this morning and I said Solana needs to rally above $91.21 to break free. If it does not, people are saying we could dip all the way back to $70. I heard people putting buy orders in for $68 and $67 on a space earlier today. So people are thinking there may be some fluctuation. What does that mean? Do you wish you sold at 120 or 118 or whatever it was? Who knows? It's tough to play that game. Long-term hodl, that is where conviction plays and pays. It is smart to be a hodler. But if anybody, it's really interesting to see what's going to happen here. Anyway, so right now, we have not broken the 91.20 technical analysis that I drew out this morning. We're at $86. We're down 1.74% on the 1 hour chart. If I do look at the 1 day chart, we are still down. We're about flat. We're about 0.44 down at the moment. Next call I made this morning, Bitcoin with initial resistance of $40,884. That was per my chart. We have support levels at 36,618. If Bitcoin falls, so if Bitcoin fails to breach the 39,950 resistance, we could see a bit of a downswing. So $39,950. We are at $39,768. We are really close. We need to break this 39,950 resistance, in my opinion, if we want to see upward swing. If not, I think we could see a bit of a turn down. And Ethereum, I heard somebody call Ethereum to 1450 this morning. I am not sure that I agree with that. We do have the Denkin update that is live on the Go Early Network. I think that is something to be cognizant of. I think there are developments coming. I don't know. Everything is just kind of lagging behind right now. It's just kind of how shit is. Next up, if we look at some NFT land shit, if you guys follow NFTs, the CryptoPunks have just been, there was a time where Bored Apes and CryptoPunks were really close to each other. And man, the CryptoPunks have just stepped up their game. Yuga's probably thrilled that they bought that underlying collection. Holy moly. But CryptoPunks, they have just been kicking up some dust. We had one sell for 89 Ethereum last night. That is $198,800. We had two other CryptoPunks sell, one for 69 ETH. You gotta love that. 69! One for 66 and the other one for 66. Next, I'm looking at the top 5 moving collections on the Ethereum side. And it's so crazy how almost all of these are new. We have Zokyo, Henhouse, Early Retired Cats Club, Voyager Pass, and the Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Everything up there is new compared to yesterday's report about at this same time. The only thing that has remained at that top 5 spot is the Mutant Ape Yacht Club. People trade in and out of that. Let's double click down a bit. Little Pudgies, man, they are just still cranking 1.9 ETH. Azuki's at 7.5 Ethereum. And the Azuki Elemental Beans, which are the unrevealed elementals, those are going for 1.3 Ethereum. It wasn't too long ago that those were trading at 0.7. Let's look at the salami side of the ecosystem, the friction-free, best side of the ecosystem there is. We had some high sellers. We had Claynosaurus number 630. It was Clay as part of the Claynosaurus collection that sold for 400 Solana. That is $34,500. Holy shit. We got to love that. Peppermint number 24 sold for 200 salamis. We had a Blood IO pass and a Mad Lads sale. Mad Lads. Okay, let's double click on that. We are down to the floor on Mad Lads right now is 160 salamis. So prices come down quite a bit. Does anybody feel like this is an entry point worth getting into? I think Solana has, excuse me, I think Mad Lads has a really good long-term prognosis. I was in that collection and I got out too early for reasons I won't get into, but I have been looking at a re-entry point because I do think it will hold value and possibly go back up if we see a big dip in Solana. So these are two things I'm thinking about. One, um, I think there is room for the art side, aka the NFT side of things, to go up a bit more than the actual coins they are reliant upon. What do I mean by that? Let's take a Bitcoin collection OMB. If I think the floor on the OMBs, it's close to half a Bitcoin now, maybe a bit up, a bit under. A couple things. One, and this happens a bit on Ethereum, but on Ethereum and Bitcoin, it's the listing and unlisting can be clunky. It can be cost prohibitive to some. On Solana, when price changes, when market volatility jumps in, it is really easy to jump on Magic Eden and delist, relist, uplist, downlist, maneuver the price, do whatever you want to do, and it's friction free. It's amazing. It's super easy. On all of these other chains, it is not so easy. So, what happens if you are the owner of a Mad Lad and Solana dumps all of a sudden? You have your Mad Lad listed for 150 Solana because Solana is priced at $118 when you went to bed. Solana dumps to $60 a Solana, and your Mad Lad is still listed for the same Solana price. If somebody purchases that, you in essence have lost a shit ton of money. This happens often while you are sleeping. That's why it pays to never, ever, not even for a second, sleep in this space. So these coins that the NFTs sit on, when they fluctuate, there's a ton of movement. There's way more movement on the Solana ecosystem because it's friction free. Bitcoin and Ethereum, it is cumbersome. When gas fees, the GUI or gas fees on Ethereum, when they're super high and you decide you want to delist your NFT, that could cost you $30 just to take it on or off the market, raise the price or lower the price, all of these things. So while it doesn't seem like a big deal to some, if you have multiple listings and there's a quick price break, these shifts can be debilitating. So does it present an opportunity to take advantage of it? And I say yes. So if we have OMBs currently listed for half of a Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is trading at, I don't know, $42,000, and over the next day or two, we see that drastically reduced. And I read one technical analysis this morning that was saying somebody was going to call Bitcoin at $15,000. I mean, a retrace like that would be absolutely insane. If it happened to, I believe it would go back up 1,000%. But that NFT that was listed for half a Bitcoin, which is currently, let's say, $20,000 for half a Bitcoin. If that Bitcoin were to drastically drop and that NFT is not relisted for the cash equivalent, and you can swoop in and purchase that, you are in essence going to be a rock star. Boom, that's it. You're going to be a rock star. So you don't have that opportunity on Solana as much because it is friction free on Ethereum and Bitcoin. We do have that. So these are some of the things that I am watching as the market starts to turn. And with Solana going down, so the Mad Lads, they were up to, I mean, they were over $20,000 for a minute, and that's the cash equivalent price. But seeing Solana down and seeing the Mad Lads price, floor price come down, it is interesting to watch. Excuse me. Next up, I'm looking at crypto market cap. I am looking at the crypto bubbles. We have some green, we have some red. It's nice to see. I don't know why I look at this crypto bubble chart. I look at it because it's fun watching the bubbles move around and you can push them around. But other than that, it's not a super useful chart, in my opinion. And I have this chart up. I want to talk about this for a second. So I have been double clicking on this in my podcast, in my Substack in the morning. Um, I'm just looking at volume across all of the ecosystems that have art associated with it. And in the last 24 hours, the top mover is CryptoPunks on Ethereum. The next up is Dokyo, and it's on Avalanche, and there's 900 transactions. So it's had a floor price. The floor price has gone down a bit. And I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, and they were just saying with the amount of transactions that are occurring, is it just wash trading or is there some validity behind this? So I like the collection. I think the artwork is banger. There seems to be some underlying community that's forming around this. What I don't know enough about is the Avalanche network. And I know there's also volatility in all of these chains. So when I look at these assets that are on these chains, is there an arbitrage opportunity in the art world to scoop up on some of this shit if you play it just right? And I think there is, though I have not figured out what the exact play I want to make is, but there are a couple things that I am looking at. So as market volatility continues, I will update you guys if something special happens, and I'll do it even before I make the move. So a couple things I'm looking at. Crypto Greed and Fear Index is a 52 today. We're up 4 from yesterday. NFT sentiment is 30 degrees, up 1 from yesterday. Top NFT search is Pal World. This fucking game has taken the market by storm. I've talked about this more than once. They brought on over 1 million players in 8 hours. And last metric I looked at, they had 6.9 million concurrent players on the Steam engine. I mean, it's just gotten really big. Bitcoin dominance is up a bit. ETH dominance is down. Trade volume for Ethereum is up about 14%. On the Solana side, it's down 5.8%. This is one thing that we have to keep in mind with all of this volatility, that the market is currently absorbing an enormous amount of sell pressure, right? With Grayscale, with FTX. We're absorbing all of this sell pressure and prices have not plummeted. So that is reassuring. Just keep that in your mind. As far as some news that is worth looking at, Immutable, they are partnering with Endless Clouds to launch their own NFT-based games. First up to bat is something called Treeverse. Next up, they have Capsule Heroes. All of this is going to be on Ethereum ZK EVM network. They're trying to pull in a wider adoption ring of people. They're going to use the Immutable Passport to try and do this. It simplifies onboarding, AKA they are going to trap you on the blockchain and you won't even know you're on the blockchain. That's how we do it. We trick you. That's how we get you in. But once you get here, you'll stay because you want to. Saudi Arabia's PIF, their public investment fund, just invested over $590 million to try and rival the Apple Vision Pro. Can they do it? I don't know. I was looking at the Apple Vision Pro. It seems that the reports on it are that it is it's heavy and it's cumbersome. Like you put it on and go. So whether it's a good thing or not, I don't know. But this new Magic Leap that Saudi Arabia has just invested a bunch of money in, it's called Magic Leap. Excuse me. The glasses kind of look cool. What's interesting, weird about it, there's a Cyclops camera in the center. They also look like they might be a bit heavy, but they're kind of cool looking. So it's nice to see that Saudi Arabia is dumping a bunch of money into them. And it's also nice that it is a US-based company. So we also have the Rari Foundation. They're launching the Rari chain. It's a mainnet on Arbitrum. They're embedding NFT royalties on the sequencer level, which is fucking really neat to see for creators. It's governed by the Rari DAO. The chain ensures fair compensation for all creators, far and near. It is addressing scalability challenges in the NFT ecosystem with collaborations including Rarible, Layer Zero, and the Celestia Network. We love to see this shit. And we have Gas Hero. They launched by Find Satoshi Labs. These guys have fucking cranked in $90 million in NFT trading within the last few weeks. The shit is on Polygon POS network. It allows active trading of characters, weapons, and items. It's good shit. People are loving it. It's causing a ruckus, all kinds of stuff. So you have to love it. I don't know. It's nice to see. Unchained Monkeys are kicking up some dust. And you know what? I'm not even going to keep running through this stuff because you can listen to this on my podcast. I don't know if this live stream stays as a recording up on the thing, but I figured I just wanted to do this and check it out. On my podcast, I do have some interesting guests coming up, and they are YouTube personalities. So it will be interesting to see what kind of crossover happens because of that. You guys stay tuned for that. You can find Rare Bits everywhere. You can read it, you can listen to it, you can watch it. I'm just trying to experiment with a bunch of different platforms. I hope you guys don't mind all the dust in the air from my construction. Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible, MFers. Remember, the rabbit hole runs deep. If you are still craving crypto clarity, check out my Substack. I write it every morning. It's out super early in the morning. I try and keep it factual. I deep dive onto topics that I think need explaining sometimes, but you know what? I go through a bunch of news and I try and deliver really concise information with absolutely no fluff, just the details that you need. It's a great, yeah, it's a good read. I format it so it's an easy read on your cell phone. It's got all the things you want to see first thing in the morning. So think about subscribing to that. And that's it. Warning: rare bits may cause hodling. Boom.